Gerrymandering is the process of drawing electoral district boundaries in a way that provides an advantage to a particular political party or group. The term originated in 1812 when Massachusetts Governor Elbridge Gerry approved a redistricting plan that included a district shaped like a salamander. A local newspaper combined his name with the word salamander, coining the term gerrymander. Today, it is used more broadly to describe the manipulation of district lines for political gain. The practice has a long history in the United States. In the 1960s, landmark Supreme Court decisions such as Baker v. Carr and Wesbury v. Sanders established that legislative districts must have roughly equal populations, enforcing the principle of one person, one vote. Later cases, such as Shaw v. Reno, 1993, introduced additional scrutiny in cases where redistricting appeared to rely heavily on racial considerations. These legal milestones have shaped how states approach the drawing of legislative and congressional districts, although the process remains complex and often contentious. Gerrymandering can influence everyday life by affecting how well-elected officials represent the interests of their constituents. In districts drawn to favor one party, elections often become less competitive. This can result in lower voter turnout and less incentive for elected officials to engage with a broad range of views. Additionally, some communities, particularly those with large minority populations, may find their voting power reduced if their populations are split across multiple districts, cracking, or concentrated into a single district, packing. This can limit the influence those communities have in shaping policy or electing candidates of their choice. Currently, Texas is at the center of a high-profile redistricting debate. In 2025, Texas lawmakers called a special mid-decade session to redraw the state's congressional maps, a process usually tied to the decennial census. Supporters of the new maps argue that they reflect current population trends and ensure political stability. However, critics, including voting rights organizations and the U.S. Department of Justice, have expressed concern that the proposed changes could reduce representation for Black and Latino voters. The DOJ has identified several districts, specifically the 9th, 18th, 29th, and 33rd, as potentially violating provisions of the Voting Rights Act and the 14th Amendment. In response to the redistricting plan, some Democratic legislators left the state to prevent a quorum, a move intended to delay or block the passage of the proposed maps. Similar tactics have been used in the past during politically contentious sessions in Texas. Meanwhile, leaders in other states such as California, Illinois, and New York have indicated they may re-examine their own redistricting processes, raising concerns that mid-decade map changes could become more common nationwide. These developments reflect broader debates around the role of partisanship in redistricting and how best to ensure fair representation. While some states use independent commissions to draw district boundaries, others allow the state legislature to oversee the process. As these conversations continue, questions remain about the balance between political strategy and the principles of representative democracy.